Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes he used to go to his private home with one of his chief servants, the mind, who was named Vrishchina. At that time, illusion, satisfaction, happiness used to be produced from his wife and children. Purport: according to the Vedic conclusions, one's self is situated within the heart. As stated in Vedic language, Hridayang Atma Pasishtataha. The self is situated in the heart. In the material condition, however, the spirit self is covered by the material qualities, namely goodness, passion, darkness, and within the heart these three qualities react. For instance, when one is good in goodness, he feels happiness. When one is in passion, he feels satisfaction through material enjoyment. And when one is in darkness, he feels bewilderment. All these activities are of the mind, and they function on the platform of thinking, feeling, and willing. When the living entity is encircled by wife, children, and home, he acts on the mental plane. Sometimes he is very happy, sometimes he is very much satisfied, and sometimes he is not satisfied, and sometimes bewildered. Bewilderment is called moha. Illusion by society, friendship, and love. The living entity thinks that his so-called society, friendship, and love, nationality, community, etc. will give him protection. He does not know that after death he will be thrown into the hands of a very strong material nature that will force him to accept a certain type of body according to his present work. This body may not even be a human body. Thus, the living entity's feelings of security in this life in the midst of society, wife, and friendship is nothing but illusion. All living entities encaged in various material bodies are illusioned by the present activities of material enjoyment. They forget their real business, which is to go back home, back to Godhead. Everyone who is not Krishna conscious must be considered to be an illusion. One's so-called feelings of happiness and satisfaction resulting from material things are also illusion. Factually, neither society, friendship, love, nor anything else can save one from the onslaught of the external energy, which is symptomized by birth, death, old age, and disease. To get even one living entity out of the illusory condition is very difficult. Therefore, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7:14, Daivi hyesho gunamayi mama maya daratnyaya mameva ye prapajyante mayangetang taranti te. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Therefore, unless one surrenders completely at the lotus feet of Krishna, he cannot get out of the entanglement of the three modes of material nature. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Datam Balakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Sometimes he used to go to his private home with one of his chief servants, the mind who was named Vishuchina. You ever think of your mind as your servant? Ever thought about that? Your mind is your servant. It's supposed to be. The difficulty is, instead of making the mind the servant, we take the mind as our master. That's why we're suffering. You see. We take the mind as the master. Yes, my dear mind, whatever you like, I am your servant. I will give you this, I will give you that, I will give you this. So the fact is, my dear Prabhus and Madhajis, the fact is we are now slaves of our minds. Like we're caught up in karma chakra. My dear mind. The trouble is we misidentify with our minds. If the mind flips off to some whim, we think I must follow the mind's whim. The mind wants this, the mind wants that. Okay, let's go. The mind wants that. The mind will take me on an adventure now. Okay, let's go on this adventure to the 8,400,000 species. Is it? You feel like going to the 8,400,000 species, you see. It's called the chariot of the mind. It's like we have air Mauritius, you see. We have air mind also. Flying here, flying there, through 8,400,000 species. So time we get off the chariot of the mind. Time to get off. Say, okay, mind, I've been your slave for thousands and millions and trillions and quadrillions and sextillions of octillions of lifetimes, my dear mind. I've had enough. I'm finished. Now I have one business only, and that is to serve my beloved Radha Krishna. Yes, I have no other business. Yes. One may say, well, isn't this something artificial? And, who is this Krishna anyway? Some Hindu myth? What is it? The mind seems more real to me than Radha Krishna, someone may say. So why choose Radha Krishna over the mind? Well, one thing you can do is make the experiment. Follow your mental whims and see where it gets you. Try following Radha Krishna, see where it gets you. You can judge the result. What is that Sanskrit? Palena parachiyate. Judge about the result. What result do I get by serving the whims of my mind? And what result do I get by serving Radha and Krishna? Make the experiment. We've already been serving the mind for millions of births, and where do you get us? Another damn rotting material body with stool and urine and mucus and bile and blood and bones. That's where it's gotten us. Are you happy with it? Little kids think it's great. They're running and hopping, getting on the little scooters. Yeah. But when you become an old senior citizen in a wheelchair with hearing aids and glasses and cardiac arrest, etc., trying to enjoy your memories of when you were a kid, flying your kite out on the hillside. It's time we be a little intelligent, we become a little analytical, and realize, what am I doing here trying to extract meaning and purpose from that place where there's only one purpose, and that's the tombstone or the crematorium or the jackals if you're a, is it Parsis? To the jackals? What's the purpose of all this? To just go to the jackals, the tombstone, or the crematorium? There has to be something better than this. I mean, life couldn't be this bad. I mean, it doesn't seem fair that life could be that bad. You see? There must be something better than this. Right now, everything is a miss, but there must be something better than this. There must be bliss. Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. So then one say, well, why is there even a hankering for something better in me? Why is there a hankering for something better? Where from does that desire for something better than birth, death, old age, and disease come? If all there was birth, death, old age, and disease, why wouldn't I become satisfied with it? Why would he become so dissatisfied with birth, death, old age, and disease? Is it logical? If I'm destined simply to get sick, old, and die, and that's all there is, why would I hanker for something better? You understand the logic? Where from the desire come for something better? You ever thought about it? Analyze it philosophically? You ever done that? Why is there a desire for something better than this? Because actually there is something better. Deep within, we know there's something better than this. You see? Because actually we're all self-realized souls. We're actually all pure devotees from the spiritual world who were curious, what would it be like to be the center of enjoyment? So Krishna says, okay, you want to see what it's like? The little kid says, oh, Mataji, that fire is so beautiful. Don't stick your hands in it, Amit, it'll burn. She warns Amit. But Amma is so curious why mommy forbids me. It's so beautiful, that flame. Oh. So one day the mother walks around. So we stuck our hands in the fire, y'all. Not that we did. We are so stupid. Even though we were advised not to do this, we stuck our hands in the fire and we got burned. Someone has said, I got burned and I learned. See? But if somebody is stupid, a moron, an idiot, a mental retard, they may stick their hand once and they do it again and again and again and again and again. Getting burned again and again, 8,400,000 different types of getting burned. Now, isn't that ridiculous? Sticking your hand in the fire again and again and again and again and again. That's what we've been doing here, you see. We're so idiotic, we're so asinine. Do you understand this point? Is it going over your head? Does it make sense or not? Huh? Does it make sense or not? We've been sticking our hands in the fire for... It's time we wake up and say, my dear child, don't stick your hand in the fire. There's something better than that. So the great sages said, my dear living entity, why are you embracing this process of material sense gratification again and again through 8,000,000 species? As a demigod or as a hog? Why are you doing this again and again? Again, chewing the chewed. Why are you doing this? Don't you realize there's something better than this? The sages have come to tell us this. Krishna has personally come. Yada yada hi dharma shav. Krishna has personally come to tell us these things. Why don't we wake up? Stop being such dull-headed idiots. Is it? Is it? This is what Lord Chaitanya is urging us. Jeev jago, Guru Chandra bole. Wake up, you stupid idiots. Wake up, you sleeping soul. You see. Get out of this quagmire. You see. So somehow we have enough intelligence to realize there's got to be something better than this. And if we're actually sincere, Krishna will bring us in contact with a bona fide spiritual master. By the grace of Krishna, we get in touch with a bona fide spiritual master, and by the grace of the bona fide spiritual master, we get in touch with Krishna. It's a package deal. Guru and Krishna is a package deal. You see. Some they say, well, who needs a guru, you know? I don't need a guru, just go directly to Krishna. And Krishna says, go to the spiritual master, you see. So you can't really get out of it as it is. If Krishna, the guru says go to Krishna, and the Krishna says go to the guru. It's a package deal. You can't separate it and make your own new concocted version of self-realization. That I'm God, you're God, we're all God, Ki Jai. You can't make your own concocted version, you see. That's what they try to do. They try to make their own concocted version, but the concocted versions of self-realization do not work. They don't work. I know my tribe. I was a young spiritual seeker back in the 60s, and I didn't know. I went to this Swami, this guru. I got burned. No matter where I turned, I was burned again and again and again by these bogus teachers, you said. One teacher said, actually, you're God, but right now you're playing hide and go seek with yourself. Just come out of hiding, be God once again. Just imagine how ridiculous these teachings are. If you are God, then how can God be overpowered by illusion? Is it common sense? If I'm actually God, how can I ever be overpowered by illusion? That means illusion is greater than God. You understand? This philosophy that I'm God, you're God, we're all God is absolutely stupid. Only an ignoramus could have any faith in it, you see. If I'm God, then how can we be overcome by illusion? That means illusion is greater than God. So we kick out all these bogus philosophies. We kick in the face with boot all these bogus philosophies. We take advantage of, when you're really sincere, Krishna will bring you in contact with a bona fide spiritual master. I was blessed. Actually, in the beginning, I didn't accept Prabhupada. I rejected any opportunity to go hear him speak even. I was so stupid. But when I became very much serious now I must do what God wants me to do. I realized finally there's no other solution except being fully surrendered to the will of God. Then Krishna said, okay, here he is. Here's your spiritual master. Divine grace om Vishnu Pad Padamahamsa Padivajakacarja Astatarisadhashi Śrīmad A.C. Bhakti-vedantati Dandiko Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. And my life changed, you see. I was no longer living in the material world, even though it appeared to be living in the material world. The fact is, when you take complete shelter of Guru and Krishna, you're no longer in the material world. Even though it may appear to be in the material world, you are no longer within this material world. Now you're in the transcendental world, where life is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. And death is a piece of cake with icing on it. No big deal. It's like here I am in this room, this temple room. I may walk to the other room. Death means just going from one room to another world. That's all it is. No big deal. Do I get all bewildered now I have to leave this room and go somewhere else? No. Whatever needs to be done, you do it. I'm here in this room, give me a lecture, then I would go Darshan the city and Muralidar's house for breakfast. Is that a big deal? Going from here to there? No. Just it's an ordinary day. It's an ordinary day. I gave a lecture, went for breakfast, blah, 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 ordinary day. So death is just an ordinary thing. Like going from the temple room and going to take breakfast, Prashadam. You see. So why not embrace, why not become fearless, you see? In the material world, everyone is a state of fear, actually. Everybody's fearful. Everyone's afraid here. They try to mask it with sense gratification, sex life or intoxication, meeting and gambling. They try to mask their, but actually everyone is, this is fear loka, you see. It's the world of fear. There's danger at every step. It's actually becoming more and more dangerous. I grew up in the U.S. with the national sports with baseball, football, basketball, golf, And now there's a new national sport in the United States. They call it mass shootings. Every day there's an average of 2 mass shootings every day in the United States of America, if you can imagine. So-called leading country of the world is becoming completely like a dungeon of the demons, is it? So it's time now for spiritual revolution. Trying to bring Krishna back to the center. The trouble is, godlessness is the problem. You see, it's not gun control or psychology or anything else. The real solution is not psychology or gun control or educating the kids properly and how to be loyal to their country or their school or whatever. The real solution is to bring Isha Vashamadam Sarvam, to bring Krishna back to the center, you see. Aham sarvajabhavo matak sarvam parvartate. That's the real solution. So this Krishna consciousness movement understand this perfectly and completely and totally. This Krishna consciousness movement is the only solution for my personal problems and for the problems of the entire world, even the heavenly planets, the lower planets. This Krishna consciousness movement is the only solution for all living entities throughout this whole material existence, even the other universes. There's multi-universe. Even the scientists now say there's multi-universes. This universe right now is just one little mustard seed in a bag of mustard seeds. Why? Because our Brahma only has 4 heads. You've all heard that there's one universe with 40 heads, 400 heads, 4,000 heads, 40,000 heads, 400,000 heads, 4 million heads, etc. This is a very, very itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny little universe. But even this universe is vast with unlimited planets, unlimited living entities. So you can just imagine how vast is this material existence, but all these unlimited numbers of living entities who are caught up in karma chakra, birth after birth after birth after birth after birth after birth, they can all be liberated by this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So is there any questions? I can try to answer them. I see all the papers are blank. There's no questions. You can also verbally speak them up. On the internet, some questions? Okay. In the chat window here, one question has come in. After knowing this body full of misery, illusion, build juice, bones, bile, juice, bone, and marrow, and urine, still sinful activities going on with knowing this real fact. Well, y'all, we're actually addicts. We're addicts to gratifying the tongue, especially the genitals are really bad. That's the heaviest thing. We're addicted to gratifying the genitals, those damn genitals, keeping us caught up here. It's called addiction, you see. How do we get free from this addiction? Well, there's 2 stages. One is repression. And that's also good. Samanacharya, repressing it, spit at it. But then you have to also get the higher taste. Repression it's like no illicit sex, no intoxication. That's repression, and that's good. But Hare Krishna, that's getting the higher taste. So on the one hand, repression. Say no senses, you can't have it. No tongue, no belly, no genitals, no more sense gratification. You repress it, but then you at the same time, Hare Krishna, get the higher tip. So it's addiction. We're sense gratification addicts. That's the problem. We have to understand an addict has to be very careful not to fall into his addiction. Just like the brahmachari's advice, don't look at women. Don't think about women. You see. So we're addicted to the opposite sex for millions of lifetimes, as elephants, as crocodiles, as demigods, etc. So we have to kick out, repress this tendency to be attracted. Oh, there's a woman. Oh, there's a man. Just see. We have to kick it out. It's actually gross. Is it being attracted to blood and flesh? Blood and flesh. Is it? Next question. How to understand what is the way to differentiate whether satisfaction received in house of life is due to material enjoyment or due to devotional activities? Okay, well, but it's very simple, Dr. Sunil. Those enjoyments which are temporary, they are based on material sense enjoyment, and that enjoyment which is permanent, that's devotional. How do we choose our association with devotees? Yeah, those who are more advanced, take shelter of them. Those who are equally advanced, makes friendship with them, and those who are less advanced, be kind upon them. What is the best time to chant 16 man before sunrise? How to get out of lusty desires? Kick them out with boot, and at the same time cultivate a higher taste by doing activities that attract you to Krishna consciousness, reading, chanting, hearing, remembering, serving, etc. How to remain fixed in devotional service? You have to pray for it. My dear Krishna, here I am, a neophyte devotee, going in and out, attachment and reversion, going attracted, sometimes attracted, sometimes not attracted. Please let me become steady. Pray for Krishna to bless you with steadiness. How can we know that we're enjoying and are improving in our sadhana bhakti when you're becoming less and less attracted to material nature? From the translation of today's verse, it is said that illusion is produced from wife and children. Yes. Why? Because that's sex life. Wife and children means sex life. Sex life is the bondage. Can we explain how the wife causes illusion? If the wife is interested in sense gratification, then that's definitely a dangerous thing. How the same wife can help one in Krishna consciousness. When you have a wife who says, no, my dear husband, no more sense gratification. Now let's focus on bhakti. Then you got a very good wife. Krishna is all-pervading. Krishna is everywhere, within and without. Krishna is omnipresent. Why one should aim to go back to Godhead? Because he's present everywhere. Actually, if you're fully self-realized, you don't need to go back to Godhead. You're already back to Godhead. But automatically, just like Bimalmangala Thakur, he lived for 700 years in Vrindavan. He was already he was actually, even though his body was in the material world, within his heart, he was actually in the spiritual world and his original rasa with Krishna internally. So physically dying and go back to God is not a requirement. But all you have to do is awaken pure love of God within your heart. You're already in you can already be in your Krishna. And then leave it up to Krishna. My dear Krishna, you want me to stay here in the material world? I have no objection. Just do it. I'm your puppet. You're the puppeteer. You pull my strings. I'm ready to do whatever you want me to do. Then you're a liberated soul with the material world, the spiritual world. The intelligence is higher than mind. How come the mind is in control, overpowering the intelligence. Because we've given power, eternity to the mind. We're stupid. We let the mind override the intelligence. That's our stupidity. How to sharpen the intelligence and make the mind one's friend is stated in Gita. Hearing from sadhus, hearing from the scripture. Hearing, it makes the intelligence strong. It seems that Krishna consciousness needs intelligence. What about the common man? Prabhupada's books. Anybody who reads Prabhupada's books will become intelligent. Can we convince people who are in the mental plane? Well, we're on the mental plane also, isn't it? Well, how to convince people in the mental plane? You get off the mental plane, rascal. If you want to convince others to get off the mental plane, you get off the mental plane. And then Krishna will empower you because they will see this person. I've never seen somebody so intelligent, so blissful, so compassionate. How in the world is he doing this? How is he able to taste and relish and associate in such a way? I've never seen such a person who could do this. Well, let me see if I can learn from him how to do it too. That's called preaching. Everyone wants to be enjoying like Paranjana, but design of the world is not allowing it. Is it that in a sense Krishna is forcing our will to love him? No, Krishna is not forcing. Krishna did not force. Love cannot be forced, you see. Love may or blow your brains out. Love cannot be forced. Love is voluntary, you see. So how do you convince somebody to love you without forcing them to love you? You have to love them, and they go, wow. See? It's something, that's what got me. When I saw how much the devotees, I was thinking just to be a congregation member. I was a singer-songwriter in Georgia. Harrison has come up with a million-seller, My Sweet Lord. I'll write Krishna conscious songs, be a congregation member, but disciple, no. It's too much. But then, when I got a taste of the devotees' feeling for Prabhupada, you see, I heard them singing their Gavastakam prayers in the Radha Krishna Temple album, Samsaradava Nalalita Loka Chanaya Karyunya Gana Gana Divam Prabdasha Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vindam. The love in their hearts, the love they were expressing for Prabhupada, when I heard them singing, it melted my heart because I'd never experienced real love in my whole life. In millions of lifetimes, in millions and billions of lifetimes, I had never experienced what is genuine love, and I got a taste of that through their singing for Prabhupada's Gravastakam. So that's what convinced me to become a devotee, a disciple of Prabhupada. So we have to, if we want to convince others to become Krishna conscious, we have to become Krishna conscious, that's all. When you're actually feeling love for your spiritual master, you're feeling love for Krishna, feeling love for Prabhupada, you see, and somebody can sense that, when somebody gets in a sense of what you're tasting, they'll want to taste it too. That's how we actually, this movement will take over the world in due course of time. According to you, what is real devotion? Without any conditions. Well, Krishna, I will surrender to you if you give me a nice wife or a nice husband or a nice job or a nice house or a nice car. Cut out all the ifs. No more ifs. Don't be iffy. Don't be iffy, be spiffy. I'm becoming pure devotee of Krishna. What is the cause, a solution for constant monitoring by the guru? It's an interesting question. what causes a solution to constant, I don't understand what this means, a solution for constant conditioning, monitoring by guru. I don't understand what that question means. If you can clarify what your question means. Solution of being constantly monitored by the guru. Actually, the disciple is very happy to feel my spiritual master is always seeing me. He's very happy to be constantly monitored. That's what Prabhupada told us about his spiritual master. He's always seeing me, Prabhupada said. So the feel your spiritual master is always seeing you, it's very good. The more you can feel Guru Maharaj is always monitoring me and he knows my every thought, my every word 24/7, that's very good. It's very, very good. You can feel that way. Because through the medium of Super Soul, actually the spiritual master the disciple is in contact with the spiritual master. Okay. If it is with great pleasure to welcome you again in our small island. Thank you very much. The Nectar Devotion, it is said that pure bhakti is rare. So how do we come to that level? By begging for it. If you don't beg for it, you won't get it. But if you beg for it, you might get it. And if you beg for it intensely, with no other desire, you'll get it for sure. At time, we think that we will not be able to do with so much. Krishna is engaged in the service of the Lord, so are we at the level of new neophyte? Yeah. I don't want to engage too much in Krishna service. Little service is okay, but let's not get carried away, y'all. That's neophyte. Some service is good, but too much service makes me nervous. So we have to kick out this laziness and craziness. I know it's something I'm dealing with. Laziness and craziness, he said. Not wanting to be fully absorbed in Krishna's service. We have to understand this is my disease, my mental disease, so I have to get over this mental disease.